welcome back. This is Sherry with Full Armor of God, and I wanted to come on here and show you that I had a vision on Saturday, July 13th. It was a closed-eye vision of huge flaming asteroid falling through the nighttime sky, and I had it at 11:13 p.m. And I did see a video that depicted something very similar, which were, I believe, a few meteors that were flying across the sky over New York City and New Jersey as well. I looked at this video that was posted by MaryGreeleyNews channel, so let me take you there and she can better explain to you what was seen. This video posted yesterday on July 18th, 2024 is entitled "Bright Fireball Seen Speeding Over Statue of Liberty Broke Up Over Mountainside in Union County." I'm going to play some of this for you.
Hi guys, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me in what can be described as something that occurs in apocalyptic doomsday movies. An asteroid was seen and it flew right over the Statue of Liberty. 52 reports were sent in to AMS. The American Meteor Society received a number of reports of people seeing a fireball in the sky around 11:17 a.m. local time. In addition, a number of the residents across New York and New Jersey said they felt shaking like an earthquake, and many others said they thought they heard thunder or a boom. The book of Revelation tells us we're going to have at least 2 deep impacts in these end times, first hitting the sea and killing a third of all the people on land. NASA said initial reports suggested the daylight fireball passed over the Statue of Liberty before moving west into New Jersey. Hi everyone, I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. The loud boom was heard by thousands of people across the state. Residents were shocked the event happened during the day. Here we have many reports, 52 in all, that were sent into AMS. We got 2 videos that were submitted to them. Here we have North Ford, USA. It's right there. I'll play it it's fast. See that? And here we have one from Wayne here in the US. It's fast. It's real faint. It's up over here. Let me play it again. There you go. I'll try and make it bigger. All right, we'll play it through. Yeah, it's real fast. Let me do it again. I don't know. Can you see that? Space Agency now says the meteor originated over New York City and moved west into New Jersey. It also upgraded the speed of the meteor to 38,000 miles per hour. The reports sent into AMS include Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. Thank God this was a small meteorite. It was only estimated to be about 1 foot in size. Bill Cook from NASA's Meteoroid Environment Office said you have to have one bright enough, and it has to be right over New York to get all the attention. Daylight fireballs are fairly rare, and New Yorkers got to see this one, at 15 in the morning. One of the reports said we were sitting on the beach. It was a beautiful day, and we heard a loud boom. My wife and I looked at each other and said, "Did you hear that?" And we were trying to figure out what it was. One explanation for the loud boom, the earth-shaking racket may have stemmed from the unusually thick summer air. As the chief meteorologist for the local affiliate, WABC-TV, Lee Goldberg noted, he said that July's record heat would help sound reverberate through the air. Others said they were in the water and didn't hear it, but got an alert on their phone which prompted them to return to shore. Many who heard the loud boom but didn't see the meteor were shocked when they found out what was the cause. One person said, "Wow, that's pretty wild. You know, a lot of things go on, but I never really expected to hear a booms like that." NASA said there is no further concerns pertaining to the meteor. I personally spoke with NYC Emergency Management, and there is nothing on their radar. USGS said, "No earthquake. Some say a meteor." He posted on Facebook. This here is his post that he put there on Facebook. It says, "NASA says a meteor entered the atmosphere and disintegrated above New York City earlier today. Preliminary analysis indicated the meteor passed over the Statue of Liberty." Talking about symbolic, right? Before fragmenting high above Midtown Manhattan. Folks from Jersey Shore to the west side of Manhattan reported hearing a sonic boom about 1 hour ago. This is when he posted it. I personally spoke with NYC Emergency Management, and there is nothing on their radar. USGS says no earthquake. Some say maybe a meteor. We'll keep you posted. This is like the 5th report that I've done just for myself of meteors entering our Earth's atmosphere and causing a sonic boom. The most significant one was there in France. Some of the responses said they live in BR towers and they thought it was thunder. Another one said they thought it was a bad crash and felt the vibration. Another one said they thought it was military exercise by Little Egg Harbor. Another one thought it might have been them breaking ground for a new Trader Joe's that's being built. Another person said they thought they heard something drop, but thought it was their upstairs neighbor. So here's an update. Loud boom possibly connected to this notification that was shared by Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey Police Department. Activity at the Warren Grove Air to Ground Range will take place today between the hours of 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Well, it was after 11 a.m. Expect to hear sounds relating to military weapon activity during this time. And here's a post that says 11:56 p.m. I heard a loud boom a few minutes ago as well. Was there another meteor that followed afterwards? Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, looking at all the comments, people did not expect it to be a meteor, a fireball going right over the top of the Statue of Liberty. NASA's Meteoroid Environment Office said the initial report suggested the fireball was first seen over New York City, then passed over the Statue of Liberty at 38,000 miles an hour and traveled west into New Jersey, where it broke up over the mountainside in Union County. Let me zoom into this here and you can see. Yeah, this is AMS's initial report.
Again, as you can see, I had the closed eye vision of a huge flaming asteroid falling through the nighttime sky at 11:13. She did call it an asteroid. A meteor is just a piece of an asteroid. It looked like a fireball to me. That's all I could say. It's hard to determine the size of something when you're seeing it in a vision, but it was at night that I had seen it. So I don't know if that was just to show me what it was so that I could see it more clearly, but it could be a prophetic vision. So I did decide to look up 11:13 in the Strong's Hebrew Concordance, and here's what I found. 1113 is the word Belshazzar, and the definition is a Babylonian king, and it did lead me to scripture, the book of Daniel, chapter 5. I'm going to take you to a reading of Daniel chapter 5. I believe what's key here are verses 17 through 31.
Then Daniel answered and said before the king, Let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy rewards to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king, and make known to him the interpretation. O thou king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom, and majesty and glory and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would, he slew, and whom he would, he kept alive, and whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beasts, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High God ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointeth over it whomsoever he will. And thou his son, O Belshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven. And they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines, have drunk wine in them. And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know. And the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified? Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written: Many, many, tekel, upharsin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many. God hath numbered thy kingdom, and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances, and art found wanting. Peres, thy kingdom is divided, and given to the Medes and Persians. Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet, and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. In that night was Belshazzar the king of the Chaldeans slain, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old.
Now, when I did see this vision of the fireball flying through the sky, it did look similar to this picture that I have on my screen here, which is the thumbnail that was posted on the Mary Greeley News YouTube video, and the time that I had seen the vision, which was at 11:13 p.m., and it did take me to the book of Daniel. Now, what I think is important here at the very end of this reading of Daniel 5, I believe the key verses were 17 through 31, when it speaks about when the king is taken over. It says here in verse 29, it says, Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet, and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. In that night was Belshazzar the king of the Chaldeans slain. So the other king was killed. And then in verse 31 it says, And Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. So I was thinking about how Trump was almost killed on July 13th, and that is the night that I had the vision of that asteroid flying through the air. And Darius the Median took the kingdom, as is written in the Bible in Daniel chapter 5 verse 31. So I was thinking about, who is Darius the Median? So I did ask Google that question, and here it is. Who was Darius the Mede spoken of in the book of Daniel?
According to Wikipedia, Darius the Mede is mentioned in the book of Daniel as king of Babylon between Belshazzar and Cyrus the Great, but he is not known to secular history, and there is no space in the historical timeline between those two verified kings.
So Darius the Mede is mentioned in Daniel as the king of Babylon between Belshazzar and Cyrus the Great, And if you look back at verse 22, Daniel 5:22, this is Daniel speaking to Belshazzar, and thou his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this. And what he's referring to is what had taken place with his father, who did not reverence God, that God had given him the kingdom. He said it was all his doing, and what he did was in verse 21, 5:21, this is Daniel telling him about Belshazzar's father. It says, and he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High God ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointeth over it whomsoever he will. So God chooses who the rulers will be. But this is in Babylon, and Babylon is referring to the USA. Mystery Babylon is the USA. So is God getting ready to change who the king is right now? I mean, I'm thinking that it could be very soon, because if you look at this, it says Darius the Mede in the book of Daniel as king of Babylon between Belshazzar and Cyrus the Great. So Belshazzar was the king that was just mentioned of, that had claimed that he was worshiping idols. In 23 it says here, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. So Daniel's telling Belshazzar that he is worshiping idols, and what took place was then he was removed. In verse 30 it says, in that night was Belshazzar the king of the Chaldeans slain, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old, which is 62 years old. So Darius was between Belshazzar and Cyrus the Great. So is Cyrus the Great coming back? Many people on the right politically in the USA believe that Trump is Cyrus the Great. So I don't know, but here's what I found about Cyrus the Great. Who is Cyrus in the Bible?
According to Bible study tools, Cyrus was not a follower of the God of the Bible, but instead, he was a pagan king used by God to help his people.
What religion is Donald J. Trump?
According to Wikipedia, in 2019, he appointed his personal pastor, televangelist Paula White, to the White House Office of Public Liaison. In 2020, he said he identified as a non-denominational Christian,